Hi, and welcome to Be More Now. My name is Blake Moore, and tonight I'm featuring Youth Voices of Mendocino County, students reading and discussing their poetry from the 2024-25 school year. Youth poets include outgoing Mendocino County Youth Poet Laureate and graduating senior at Mendocino High School, Frej Barty, Stephen Mitchell and Videl Dieck from Pacific Community Charter High, Lauren Jones's 5th grade class at Arena Elementary School, and 2nd and 3rd plus middle school students from Pacific Community Charter Schools. Every year, I feature the upcoming voices of our county and highlight the wonderful poems written in our county classrooms. Funded by Get Arts in the Schools, the Mendocino County Office of Education, California Poets in the Schools, and individual school site funds. I've been teaching poetry in Mendocino County classrooms since 2001, and it never gets old. Every year, I'm inspired, awed, entertained, and grateful for each and every student willing to dive in and find that voice within. I'm going to start us off with a song you're all going to recognize. It's sung by my good friend Rudy Gallagher of the Snake Family. Enjoy.
You who are on the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself. Because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their parents' help did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picked, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. Just look at them and sigh. Know they love you. And you of tender years can't know the fears your elders grew by. So please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can die. Parents well, the children's hell will slowly go by.
You set the cabin air to circulate as the dusky blackness grips the car. Again comes the roiling in the distance, summer blending campfire and the campfire. Fire a rhythm and ritual, common as kid fingers smeared with huckleberry. You learn to negotiate altitude, hold your head above smoke, breathe in hitches. When flames roll in at home, they remind you of summers outside, till rugs must be rolled beneath doors, blocking civilization's evidence, blocking the Nixle alerts, blocking the unending panic, unable to block frailty. If the flames came, we would char and fall away. There is nothing in us that would go on. There is nothing in us beyond sinew, nothing essential. Nothing given to lift up our unclean heads from the water or taken to guarantee our standing different to the tide. It would be easier if we were less frail.
Okay.
My name is Theo Frost, and my poem is called For Everyone. Do I start it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, kindness. It's about kindness. Kindness is like food because it is for everyone. Kindness smells like good popcorn. Kindness feels like thin paper. Kindness tastes like a gross watermelon. Kindness sounds like a loud music. Kindness looks like a cold chair. Kindness is scary doctors.
Perfect. Good job. Thank you.
By Oscar Lawson. Music to my ears. Kindness is music to my ears because I like to dance. Kindness smells like the sea. Kindness feels like love from my mom. Kindness tastes like golden apples. Kindness sounds like birds chirping. Kindness feels like warm hugs. Kindness is calm music.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh. My name is Olive Boucher. My poem is Poetry is Fun. The big lucky sun with its yellow rays, the happy little river with its peaceful ways. The peace makes me happy and relaxed with its invisible luck. The rainbow pillow was round and fluffy with daisies. Loving, laughing poetry is silent but loud. The twinkling river was misty in the night.
is
Rose McMahon, and this poem is library book.
awesome.
Kindness is like opening a new library book because there is always a new adventure to explore. Kindness smells like the dust on a comic book. Kindness feels like reading an unread chapter. Kindness tastes like eating banana bread while reading a graphic novel. Kindness sounds like each page turning rapidly. Kindness looks like an old paperback. Kindness is like feeling a new cover because it offers a fresh look into the beautiful story within.
My name is Lily McMahon, and I'm going to read a poem. It's called All the Animals. Kindness is like all lovable animals because they are soft. Kindness smells like orange lilies. Kindness feels like fluffy bunnies. Kindness tastes like yummy apples. Kindness sounds like sparrows chirping. Kindness looks like crickets hopping. Kindness is butterflies pollinating flowers.
My name is Alice Barner, and my poem is called Magic Friends. Kindness is like good magic because good magic is cozy and cuddly. Kindness smells like fresh flowers. Kindness feels like playing with a friend. Kindness tastes like a freshly baked cake. Kindness sounds like nice music. Kindness looks like the full moon. Kindness is being kind to a friend because friends are kind.
Beautiful. Thank you.
My name is Holiday McLeod, and I'm going to read you Community Feeling. Kindness is like people in our community because you feel safe. Kindness smells like a fresh Christmas tree. Kindness feels like warm tea on a cold winter day. Kindness tastes like fresh bread coming out of the oven. Kindness sounds like a flow of a river. Kindness looks like a peaceful forest. Kindness is treating people kind because it feels nice. Rosalind Milam, cuddly animals. Kindness is a cuddly kitten because they feel so lovable. Kindness smells like an autumn day. Kindness feels like love. Kindness tastes like apples. Kindness sounds like birds chirping. Kindness feels like friends being together.
I am TJ Coleman, and this is my poem, Clothes of Joy. I wear a minion short of happiness, made of blue fabric and awesome vibes. When I'm chilling out in the sun and eating a popsicle, fun and funny like a minion. I wear my energized Pikachu hat, made of lightning and speed. When I'm running fast through the woods, keeping the sun out of my eyes. Running shoes of excitement, made of level and rubble. I feel proud of myself, like when I finish writing a good story. This is my second poem called Bob the Minion
And
by
you want
TJ. Yeah.
Okay, get up there.
All right. I am from Bob the Minion, from barbecued chips and Z-balls. I am from a warm, cozy house, happy creativity, laughter. I am from nice, beautiful big trees on my yard. I'm from popcorn movies on Fridays, loud in Vacaville and chatty on 10 Mile. I'm from a nice and friendly family. I'm from learn from your mistakes and clean up your room. I'm from no religion. I'm from the Point Arena pizza and ice cream, from the creative stories that I love to write.
Yeah! Great job. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Did you like that? Do you like talking on the radio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
TJ will be back soon.
All right. TJ in the house.
Yes.
I'm Kian Fahey, and I'll be presenting my poem, A Mask of Silence. I wear a mask with a smile, hiding my sad face. I put on a t-shirt when I want to slip into a hoodie. I want to wear Gucci, but I wear Old Navy. I wear my feelings of broken ghosts. I wear my shoes of anger because the leather and the paint get muddy. I wear my glasses, hiding neglected tears. I wear a smile, but one thing you need to learn is expressions aren't everything.
I just want to take a moment and remind you that you're listening to Be More Now right here on KZYX. I'm your host, Blake Moore, and I'm highlighting youth poetic voices of our county. Enjoy.
This is Nature by Elion Moreno. I am from twilight and late autumn, from Cadia and Sea Ranch. I am from the small, cozy house by the sea, with 50 miles of trails very near. I am from horsetails, jasmine, and dew on a spiderweb, glistening in the early spring sun. I'm from grades above average and long walks at sunset, from Sally and Arnold. I am from liking 90% dark chocolate and disliking processed foods, from don't eat that and don't give up. I'm from Judaism with matzah for Passover and gelt for Hanukkah, from tempeh Reubens and thimbleberries, from my great-grandfather inventing a knitting machine. I'm a lot of things, but I am mostly nature.
My name is Nessa, and my poem is called My Outer Feelings. I wear a hoodie of annoyance made of warm silk fabric when I feel the dark, foggy night with bright lights in the sky. But when I'm asleep, my dreams rip open my soul, and it makes me feel like a dark, gloomy day. Your attitude changes day after day.
Hi, my name's Tallulah Boucher. My poem is called Clothes of Feelings. I wear my sweatshirt of content made of woven stars and waves when I open an almost finished book and I begin to read. I wear my wetsuit of enthusiasm made of bright sunlight and salt water when I paddle out into the surf, and I feel alive. I wear my jeans of determination, made of thick fabric and dreams, when life pushes me down and I rise. I wear my mask of calm to cover a face of sadness when life is cruel on the darkest nights and I give in to the small loneliness. I wear my shoes of misery, made of dark skies and cold, when I think of people who I won't see again and I'm full of tears.
My name's Rosemary, and I'm going to read this poem. I wear my jacket of perseverance, made of soft fabric and fresh rain. When the sun sets on an open path, I run forward into the beautiful light of hope. I wear my shirt of worry, made of thin cotton and cold, dark air. When the wind blows and the clouds cover the sun, I look up to the sky and wonder about things to come. I wear my jeans of peace and calm, made of blue denim and light wind. When the redwood needles flutter to the ground, making a soft red and orange carpet, I close my eyes and my heart dances in the flying breeze of color. I wear my shoes of joy, made of warm sand and bright blue skies, when the salty ocean waves sparkle in the sunshine, and I run across the hot sand into the playful, cool water that washes my sadness away.
Okay, well, that first half hour featured the voice of Frej Barty, who is, of course, our Mendocino County Youth Poet Laureate. He started that off, and the rest were second, third graders, and then middle schoolers from the Pacific Community Charter School reading their poems. And if you're curious about the music you've been listening to, it is Healing Forest Ambiance by Weightless, and it's 432 hertz with 936 hertz. Some of you might know I've been studying frequency and its impact on the human body and health. And what I love about this one, it's for consciousness and manifesting miracles and healing energy. What better for something to go along with the voices of our youth? There's more.
On cancer at the lake. 1. We boys place bets on making the jump, hands high above cold water. I'm reminded of how tenuous life is, how with so little time, like at the end of a losing poker game, you say all in. Water is rebirth anyway, and a wiser man has died. 2. I edit his photo. Like, if AI can fill out the edges, maybe it can fill him back. Photo and photo, just before we hit the water, we're both slackened figures. Only for him, there won't be a chance of climbing higher and going again. 3. I'm reminded of the old song. It goes, D12, that the good die young. That's why I think you should have fun when you're young. 'Cause time won't wait for no one. When God calls, you gotta go home. When God calls, you gotta go home.
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay.
I'm going to read my poem titled A Poem to Poems. Staring blank at a blank sheet, the paper white as snow, staring back at me with a sense of wondering as to what I will put on it. For a moment, even I don't know. Sometimes the moment is truly more than a moment. It feels like I can't write, like what I write won't be to my liking. That moment can go on forever, but I break through it with a good idea to write. This poem is different though. This one, I had the idea just as I opened something to write on. Soon, there is much on the paper, coming from within. Writing what comes to one's mind can be difficult sometimes, as it may seem like it's not a good idea to write it, that people might view you differently. But who said you needed to share it? You could write just to know you can. It doesn't need to be shared. Sometimes it's nice to share, as it could be just what someone needed to hear. People feel all sorts of ways inside, but they don't want to share it. It's your job and mine to make these things known. No one said you needed to stick with one theme throughout. You don't have to follow the rules. It doesn't need to be shared, but you might as well try. It could be not received well by some, but to others, it will be perfect.
The place where ivory grows. In the tall, long grass where the ivory grows, there drifts a shadow that nobody knows. It curls through the clover, it slips through the wheat, it hums with a song that has no repeat. In the wild winds hush as it glides by. The sun dips low in the violet sky. The rivers forget how to ripple and run, and even the foxes blink back from the sun. It weaves through the petals, it tangles the air. It stitches its dreams in the roots and the hair. It dances in the circles where moonflowers gleam. It wraps up the night in a silver, bright dream. No rider can catch it, no hunter can see this shimmer it leaves on the bone of a tree. It speaks in the hush of the whispering rose, a voice made of mist where the ivory grows. If you ever wander too deep in the glade, beware of the promises shadows have made, for time can get tangled and hearts can get lost in the fields where the shadows still measures the cost. So step in with a lantern, or better, go slow, past the tall long grass where the ivory grows.
From light to dark and somewhere between. I used to be full of energy. Now I'm a tired mess every morning. I used to have someone to talk to. Now I have no one. I used to have all the joy in the world. Now I stare at the ceiling from my bed. I used to be defenseless. Now I am well trained. I used to be productive. Now I can't bring myself to do anything. I used to be a sunny day. Now I am a gray sky in the middle of a terrible storm. I used to be a purely classical musician. Now I have blues and jazz under my belt. I used to be a base student. Now I am the teacher. I used to be a sheet of paper. Now I am a poet. So this last one is called Thinking. I've been thinking. I shouldn't be thinking, but I am. I can't stop thinking about what happened. I need to apologize, but I don't know how. I need help, but I don't know how to ask. I can't deal with myself. It's just too hard. I haven't dealt with this kind of thing before. I need to have you back in my life. You understood me. We knew each other and what we needed when we needed it. I need that back in my life. There is no one else but you that I know that can do these kinds of things. As I write, I grow more sick of myself. I don't know what happened to me then. All I know is that it's over with. I don't know what it was, but I need you. It's too hard to deal with myself without you. You were my therapy. In the end, you said I needed help. Well, in the process of saying that, you stripped away the only help that I could comfortably have and talk to. I can't get over, and I don't know how to apologize. But I will get there. I will get help in that aspect of how to ask for forgiveness and maybe remake our relationship the way it used to be. Just us, having fun downtown and hanging out. It was a great time. I need to have something like that again. People are laughing in the background of writing this, like the way we used to. I want you back. I will try to apologize the best I can.
Frej, you brought so much. I really appreciate the way you've shown up throughout a number of years that I've known you, and I really appreciate your voice and your poetry.
Thank you. I really appreciate you and having been my teacher and allowing all of this, and I certainly wouldn't be going where I am or know how to do poetry if it weren't for you. So thank you. I mean, the whole reason I started writing poetry in the first place is you and coming into the classroom.
That makes me feel really good. And you're just a natural. You needed an outlet for your ideas. You're already so creative and you do so many things, and it gives you yet another ability to tap into some of the inner parts of yourself and the emotions and bring them out. I really loved what you shared at the annual spring poetry reading. That was great. I loved watching everybody's faces while you were reading, and they were beaming at you and just appreciating that freedom. You brought the age demographic down quite a bit, and it makes me feel good to see you showing up for that. So thank you for inspiring all the old people as well.
New book. It would be easier if we were less frail. It's all thanks to Blake for making the publishing of it happen and encouraging me to go ahead with it, because of course there's moments when you're making a book where you doubt that you want to make a book, and it's a series of poems that express maybe not who I am right now, but who I was as a teenager in the thick of high school. And I think that it's really relevant for my generation because it is really about this time, even though it never mentions when it's written. And I'm embarrassed by it because it's like me being a teenager, and now I'm moving on to college. But I think it's really important that it's out there for people who are like who I was.
So my first book was called Lingua Franca, and I remember going back and finding it at some point in my life and being dismayed, embarrassed, excited, inspired. There's all the different emotions can come through because it's like you're tapping into a part of yourself that you've integrated and you're no longer there, but it's that through line in the string of pearls that's you. And I think you're going to really appreciate having that to look back at and see.
Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely take a look at this book whenever I see it on my shelf and be reminded of who I was when I was writing it. And I think that it has a lot of value for people who might read it.
Mm-hmm. And I really also want to commend you because you did do your own layout in InDesign and you created your cover in Photoshop. So I just facilitated around the edges, but you really took it and made it happen. So thank you for that. Do you want to read a poem for me?
Do I want to read you a poem? Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, gosh.
Which one, right?
The Dynamic Range. I loved what you read at the last reading. What's one that hasn't aired on the radio?
What is one that hasn't aired on the radio?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The other thing I'm going for with the book is kind of like, this is my first poetry book. I'm going to read all the poems, basically. And there's going to be spoilers. This one's called Reading List. A series of tabs, carefully ordered, glittering alone. A stack of books, haphazardly tossed, towering up. A ream of DVDs, discreetly chosen, standing prostrate. These, more than anything, will be what I leave. These will be the pillow cried upon, the bittersweet reminder. When the earth is on her knees, my tough pixels and my tougher plastic will remain. Duration is one way forth into the unseen times.
That's great.
I worked at Figurito's video store before they closed and sold people DVDs, but in doing so, recommended films and realized how important both physical media and the people who communicate and basically curation, putting DVDs on a shelf is a really, really powerful thing to do, and that's what that poem's about. Is that everyone have a few works of art that they know are good and they can use as a benchmark.
Tell me a little bit about what your plans are.
Yeah, I'm going to college. I thought I was going to be going to film school, but the way things worked out, I'm going to be going to Stanford and pursuing film there as much as I can with small film department and then probably a different major. I don't have to decide till I'm a sophomore, and I won't.
But I'm assuming something in creative arts and expression.
Yeah, very
likely.
Because I think that's where everything I do.
What about KZYX? When are we going to stop hearing you on the air?
Had a hope in the back of my mind that the next Youth Poet Laureate might pick that up. Obviously, we don't know who that is. What a ridiculous commitment Mendo Words is, and how it requires some basic audio editing and stuff. So I don't know if that's going to happen.
I think
I
that's
am
a
going
great
to be
idea.
on Upwelling.
Yes.
The radio show is going to be about my book as well.
And you're also going to be featuring at Point Arena Third Thursday Poetry on the 17th of July. So people can see you live at Third Thursday Poetry at the Record in downtown Point Arena, a new venue that is really great. And we've had incredible turnouts for our readings. So it'll be real fun. You're going to love it.
It's really exciting to have a new venue then.
Standing room only the last one. So get ready.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your expression, your presence, your maturity. Last year you were the representative for the Poetry Out Loud and you won the best original poem for your poem Facing. You keep shining and don't stop writing, please. Even if you don't share it, just keep doing it because it serves you well throughout life. I have a big giant plastic pen of journals that I've been keeping since I was your age. It's pretty fun sometimes just to go and pick one up and read it. And remember, it's more the doing than the outcome. So I hope you keep writing.
I certainly will.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much again for being the reason that I am writing poetry specifically.
My pleasure. My honor.
Thank you. You're fabulous, Frej, and congratulations on graduation. I don't know if you're going to do some sort of a newsletter about yourself, but whatever you do, make sure I get informed as you move forward through life.
Yeah, I kind of do want to do a newsletter, and then I think about how I'd have to write a newsletter, and then I don't want to do a newsletter anymore, but it might end up happening.
I hope you do.
Well, okay.
Thank you.
It would be easier if we were less frail.
By Frej Barty.
Maybe one day in the gallery bookshop.
Ode to volleyball. Oh, volleyball. Why do you always have 6 players on each side of the court? Oh, ball that bounces over a net. Have you ever thought about having more touches than 3? You are my favorite sport. You are always nice to me. You smell like rubbery shoes when you are wet. You are someone that could be next to me all the time. Do you know that you're the only thing that makes me happy? You taste like a sunny day on the beach. You feel like smooth, colorful leather. You sound like my teammates cheering. Thank you for always making me happy. By Angelica Bermudez, 5th grade, Elementary Union School.
Ode to Tyler Rogers by Emmett J. Bell. Oh, Tyler Rogers. Oh, great baseball player. Do you know that I adore you? Why do you pitch so strange? Have you thought about all the people that cheer for you? You are oh so amazingly amazing. You are my inspiration for life. You are my favorite sports player. You are the coolest pitcher. You smell like fresh cut grass. You taste like a corn dog with ketchup. You feel like the stitches on a baseball. You sound like a crowd yelling oh so very loud. Thank you for the great nights watching you on TV.
Chincho Adrian Williams, 5th grade. Oh, white fluffy dog. Oh, dirty, fast, chubby animal. Do you know why you make Mom mad? Why do you get ticks on yourself? You are cute, funny, lazy. You are a cheetah. You are an echo out loud. Echo, 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 echo. You smell like a creature that got out of a shower. You taste like pasta with tomato sauce. You feel like cotton from a flower. You sound like a lion roar. Thank you for being my Tinto.
Ode to Basketball by Joseph Scornetto. Oh, favorite sport. Do you know you are so fun? Oh, running up and down the court. Why do you only come around for the season? Have you ever thought about being here more? You are my happiness. You are the best. You taste like fruit punch Gatorade. You are the greatest. You sound like yelling in a gym. You feel like sore legs after jogging. Thank you for making me happy. Daisy by Laureate. Dear Happy, if I could corner you in a warm blue river, I would ask you, how do you stay so calm and relaxed? If you were a landscape, you'd be a field of pink and yellow flowers. You would have silky smooth purple hair and sage green eyes and a soft, familiar face. You sound like a waterfall coming off a mountain. You taste like a delicious sandwich with pickles, of course. You smell like a newly grown lemon balm plant. You feel like a cozy blanket on the hot sand. You are a thing I always want to be. Letter to Calmness, written and edited by Zoe and Maya Dixon. If I could corner you in a gray room, I would ask you, how did you become so peaceful? If you were a landscape, you'd be a rainy day in the forest with a lake at the end. You would have green moss moistured hair and an after storm beautiful face with white fog eyes. You smell like a fresh river. You feel like a fairy tale. You also taste like a hot cocoa in the cold restaurant at the booth by the window. You sound like trees rustling and wind winding. You are my dream.
Well, there it is. In this set on Be More Now, you heard high school poets Frej Barty, Videl Dieck, and Stephen Mitchell, plus a small sampling from the fifth graders at Arena Elementary School. And the music you've been listening to in this second half of the show is Crystal Bowl Tones. I wanted to give something for the poems to sit on and let them digest slowly. I feel like this kind of music really helps. I still have so many more poems to play, so look forward to a few peppered in my shows this summer. Definitely stay tuned for W. Dan, who's up next with the Treehouse, followed by Dead Air. And when you tune in at this time tomorrow night, catch whatever goodness is happening at LGBTQ&A, followed by Beetroots. And this weekend, if you want to get your Pride on, SCORE is hosting an all-day and into the night Pride event at the Point Arena Park in downtown Point Arena, followed by a DJ and drag show at the Arena Theater. And of course, you can always check out our fabulous community calendar over at kzyx.org. This time of year, there's always so many great things to choose from. And I also want to extend a grateful thank you to all our KZYX listeners for your support in making our pledge drive so successful. We truly are a community radio station. And again, this is Blake Moore. Thanks so much for listening. And I hope you tune in next month, Thursday, July 3rd, for my annual Independence Music Set. Enjoy your evening, everyone.